I thought I'd take a minute here to talk about my beloved, trusty 1966 Fender Mustang. That's my main guitar, the guitar I've had since high school. It's a great guitar. Let's talk about it a little bit. This one is a 66, which means, I don't know if you can see, it's slab body. It has no contours. It came to, actually my older brother David bought this in high school off of a dude for 350 bucks. It was black when we got it. When I was around 18, I thought it would be cool to take all the finish off and try and refinish it, hence the brownness of it. I managed to get it all apart and put one coat of mint wax. I think that's red mahogany you're seeing on there. It came out okay on the top. On the back, though, but looks terrible on the back. And this marking here, which you would think is from years of awesome badass playing, is actually I started to sand the finish off again. I was like, nah, that didn't come out so good. And actually what happened was I stopped and was like, haha, it's perfect now. For those of you who don't know about Mustangs, they're a short scale guitar, which means it's only 24 inches from here to here, which is smaller than your typical Fender scale, which my ASAT is 25 and a half. You can actually, probably see the difference there. It's a good guitar too. Let's see, so it's shorter, which means all the frets are closer together. I'm 5'8" on a good day, so that's really convenient for me. I can do stretches on this guitar that I can't do as easily on other guitars. Also, the nut width up here is the smaller 1 5/8, so it's very narrow up here, which can, for some people, they don't like these guitars because of that reason. Like, I know some chords get a little tight. Again, I've had this guitar for like 20 years, so I'm very familiar with every nook and cranny of it. Things about Mustang, they are thwacky. They don't have a lot of sustain on their own. You're not going to get this thing to sing or soar like a Les Paul, and it's not going to have the power or the growl of a Tele. It's kind of its own thing. They are snappy, though. The switching scenario on these guitars usually is middle position is off on these switches, either way is on if you're out of it, and then if they face the wrong way, then you're out of phase. Or if they face the same way, then they're both on in phase. But I was like, that's stupid. I don't use that. So I had my friend Wes Lamb wire it up. So they're all just to this switch. So it works like a Telecaster. Forward is my neck pickup. Back is my bridge pickup. Middle is both of them. Most of the time, I'm a bratty guitar player, so I usually stay in that bridge pickup all the time because I like to cut through the mix. The thing about these guitars that people probably, they're somewhat not liked because they don't have a lot of power or personality on their own, which makes them great if you're a pedal person. I do find that these guitars are great for driving a pedal board because they don't have a lot of gas on the front end. So I use my pedals to kind of shape the sound, and one of the pedals I have on right now is the Strymon Deco. It's on all the time to give me a little bit of, without it, actually, it sounds pretty good without it right now. Okay, it sounds about the same either way. But you can't take a solo on a Mustang without using an overdrive because it will just kind of... It's very chirpy. It doesn't have the girth or guts of other guitars. Let's see, mods I've done over the years. I have had every bridge imaginable on this guitar. I've had a mastery on it. I've had a stage trem on it. The one I like the most is the stock Mustang bridge. It works the best. The spacing is what I need it. The mastery sounded good, but to my ears it didn't sound $200 better than the stock bridge. The only mod back here is I did have Wes Lamb go ahead and he fit, what do you call it, little brass, I guess just fillers or whatever around the post, so this bridge doesn't rock back and forth like they're supposed to, and that does help with the tuning a lot. If you have a Mustang and it's not staying in tune that well, I would think about asking your tech to do that before doing something else crazy. What I like to do to get my tremolo is, the cool thing about these guitars, you can just grab the bar and it kind of looks cool anyway. That's all I ever use the tremolo for. These pickups are Tom Brantley custom rewinds pickups. Basically, I said, hey Tom, could you make it sound like the original stock pickups, but maybe just a little more output? And that's what he did for me. So it's pretty similar to stock, just a tiny bit louder, a tiny bit clearer than stock. The stock pickups are fine. Also, this guitar over the years has had, I've had DiMarzios in there, I've had Lindy Fralins, they all sounded okay. Honestly, the guitar has its personality, and that's going to come through, you know, unless you start putting, you know, routing out and putting humbuckers in there. The only sound I didn't like is I did have noiseless in here, and that felt like that clip, I don't know, that took something away. It made it kind of anemic sounding. I do think you need single coils on a short scale Fender. It's like, if you got a short scale Fender, just go for it. Just go for the thwacky, the bright. That's kind of, yeah, what you want. Might as well, yeah, just embrace that. I did have, these are not the original tuners on here, these are Gotos. You can see they're shinier than the rest of the guitar. They hold tune better. I kind of miss the original tuners just for aesthetic reasons. Maybe one day I'll switch them back. I always am tempted to get this thing repainted by MJT or something back to maybe what it should be, but it looks pretty awesome the way it is. The best part about this guitar is the neck. The finish is gone. It's just smooth as can be. Smooth as Paul Schaefer's bald head. In fact, that's what this guitar is sometimes named, because I imagine that, yeah, that's what his head probably feels like. Also, Paul Schaefer and I share a birthday, so there's some kind of connection there. Misunderstood genius. Yeah, it's a great guitar. It does anything I need it to do. Because it doesn't do a lot, it lets me decide with my effects what I want it to be. And also, having the volume knob close to your hand does enable you to do, you can do pretty swells and things like that. I think that's all the things about this guitar, my beloved 1966 Fender Mustang.